Hey everyone, and welcome. It is officially that time of year again. The backpacks are ready to go, the school supplies are all sorted out, and the kids are headed back to the classroom. But you know what comes with all that learning and fun. Today, we're going to get you prepared with the ultimate guide for every parent.
You know that feeling, right? The school year kicks off and it's like you're just holding your breath, waiting for that first sniffle. It feels kind of inevitable, doesn't it? But what if you could feel a little more in control?
Look, we know schools are basically hotspots for germs. It's just a fact. But it doesn't have to be a season of constant worry. Being prepared is your absolute best defense. So let's open up the playbook and get ready to spot and handle the 5 most common illnesses your kid might bring home this year.
First up, let's talk about the school itself as a germ hotspot. I mean, it's where our kids learn and grow, but it's also where viruses and bacteria love to hang out. Understanding what we're up against is step 1.
Okay, let's jump right in with the classic showdown, the common cold versus the flu. So many parents get these two mixed up, but telling them apart is actually really important for knowing what to do next.
The common cold. We've all been there a million times. It's usually a pretty mild infection. Honestly, it's more of an annoyance than anything else. You've got the sore throat, a little bit of coughing and sneezing, and of course, that classic stuffy nose. The key word to remember here is mild.
Now, influenza, that's a whole different story. The flu hits you like a ton of bricks, and it hits fast. We're talking a high fever, really bad body aches, headaches, chills, the whole 9 yards. This is the one that's going to knock your kid right off their feet.
Okay, so this chart really lays it all out. Look at the onset. A cold kind of creeps up on you over a few days, but the flu just slams into you all of a sudden. And that fever difference is huge. Mild for a cold, but it can spike up to 40 degrees Celsius with the flu. So, if the symptoms are sudden and severe, the flu is probably your culprit.
And here is some really critical advice from Dr. Liang Honam. Most colds are no big deal, but you've got to watch for the red flags. Just like he says, if you start seeing a lot more coughing, any shortness of breath, or a fever that just won't break, that's your cue to call the doctor. Because in some rare cases, a simple cold can turn into something much more serious, like pneumonia.
But what about stopping the flu before it even starts? Well, this is where prevention is an absolute game changer. The flu vaccine can be up to 90% effective. It just needs about 2 weeks after the shot to really kick in. That's a pretty powerful shield for one quick doctor's visit.
All right, next up, we're talking about the illnesses where the main rule is look, but please don't touch. These next two are super contagious and they spread really easily through contact, which, kids are experts at. First on our list is pink eye, or as it's officially known, conjunctivitis. The signs are pretty hard to miss. You'll see redness in the whites of the eyes, they'll be irritated, maybe there's some goopy discharge, and the eyelids get all puffy. It can be caused by a virus or bacteria, and both are incredibly contagious.
Now, most cases will clear up, but you need to know when to act fast. And Dr. Leonard Ang is really clear on this one. If the pink eye is severe, if it lasts for a long time, or, and this is the big one, if it's connected to any pain or changes in vision, you need to see an eye specialist right away. Don't wait.
Next in this category is hand, foot, and mouth disease, or HFMD. This one is super common, especially in kids under 5 years old. It usually starts out looking like a regular bug, fever, sore throat, but then the telltale signs show up. These painful sores in the mouth and a rash or little blisters on their hands, their feet, and sometimes even their bottom.
And take Dr. Leon's warning seriously. HFMD is extremely contagious. If one person in your house gets it, it can spread like wildfire to everyone else. This is why isolation is non-negotiable. Keeping the sick kiddo separate is the single best way to protect the rest of the family.
Okay, let's move on to our fourth common illness, and this is one that every parent dreads, the stomach flu. You might also hear it called viral gastroenteritis.
The symptoms are, well, they're just plain awful. We're talking watery diarrhea, bad stomach cramps, nausea, vomiting. With most stomach bugs, you just have to ride it out. Your main job is to manage the symptoms and, the most important thing, make sure your child stays hydrated.
So when is it more than just a bug? Dr. Kelvin Thaya gives us 3 very clear red flags. 1, a high fever over 38.5 degrees. 2, severe pain in their stomach. Or 3, if they're vomiting so much they just can't keep any liquids down. If you see any of those, it's time to call the doctor immediately.
So we've met the villains. Now let's talk about our defense strategy,
This is your prevention playbook. 4 simple, powerful steps you can take to keep your family as healthy as possible. It honestly boils down to these 4 core fundamentals. Number 1, and this is the big one, wash hands properly and often. It's your best weapon. 2, drill this into your kids. Keep your hands away from your face. 3, build up that natural defense system with good sleep, a healthy diet, and plenty of exercise. And finally, if someone does get sick, isolate them to protect everyone else.
And all of this leads to the ultimate question, the one every parent struggles with on a weekday morning. Your kid seems a little off, but are they sick enough to actually stay home from school? It can be such a tough call to make.
So let's make that tough call a little easier. On the left, a mild running nose or a little cough, but no fever, and they seem fine otherwise, they can probably go to school. But anything on the right is a definite stay-home day. A fever over 38.5, any vomiting or diarrhea, or if they have a known contagious illness like pink eye or HFMD. And remember, keeping them home isn't just for them, it's for their entire class.
And you know, that's really what this is all about. We can't wrap our kids in a bubble. Germs are just a part of life. So the goal isn't to avoid every single one. The goal is to be prepared, to feel confident that you know exactly what to do when that sickness finally shows up at your door.
So now you have the playbook. You know what to look for, you know the red flags, and you've got the prevention strategies down. The school year is here. The only question left is, are you ready for it? Thanks so much for joining me.